Good morning and welcome again to QuiltChat.
Hi, Bonnie.
And you're back
Hi,
from
Betsy.
and you're back from Quilt Market.
I am. Quilt Market was in Portland, and that was an experience for me because I had never been to Portland.
Oh, the scenery there is so beautiful.
It was beautiful. I had the opportunity to have a personal drive down the gorge with our pattern editor, Marge Ryan. She lives near there. She picked me up at the airport. We took a little ride, and it was so pretty. Waterfalls, Multnomah Falls is in the Columbia River. It was just really, really pretty.
All right, so what did you see at Market?
Well, I'll tell you, one of my favorite things always about Market, and it seems even more so every year that I go, is the camaraderie between the people. I just really believe that there's a huge attitude of quilters working together, quilt companies working together to collaborate on a lot of different things. And oh man, it's a wonderful feeling to know that everybody's in it together. It really is.
And did you get to see lots of pretty new fabric?
I did, and one of my favorites was Anna Maria Horner has a new group of quilters together with her. She calls it the Anna Maria Horner Conservatory, and it's international quilters who, four particular ones, I don't have their names with me right now, sorry, I didn't know that I was going to be asked. But it just a stunning collection of new fabrics that will work well together.
Well, and you know, as quilters, we always are looking for that next new color scheme, the next new bunch of fabric. So I guess we'll just have to wait a little while.
Right, we saw a lot of things. I can't really say, you know, there were grays, there were, you know, a number of really great things going on in a lot of different directions. So I look forward to seeing what happens with all these new fabrics.
Okay,
Cool.
that's good.
That's very exciting.
Well, okay, for us here on the AQS scene, we opened registration for the Fall Paducah Show yesterday for AQS members.
Wonderful. Fall Paducah is going to be so exciting. I cannot wait to see Tulip Pink.
Oh, yes, and we have a wonderful exhibit from Luke Haynes who will be here teaching
that's
too.
Gonna be incredible.
So we have a lot of stuff. So
And Cherrywood.
and the Cherrywood,
The new one.
Yes, the Dutch
the
gallery,
other one, right?
The Dutch gallery this
Oh,
time.
that's right. Okay.
Yes, and of course we have an exhibit from.
You
Far
know
away.
it. It's right there.
I do. You know what? I've been working on.
She'll think of it later.
I've been working on 2019, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. Actually, I was going to say Spain, but that's 2019 that the
or
Spain
Korea
quilts will
or
be here.
any of those?
Yes, you know, we're always looking. Yeah, we have Korean quilts and we have quilts from Brazil.
Brazil.
Yes.
Well, Jackie Kunkel says hello to us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
hi, Jackie.
Okay, and so if you're not a member yet, and you know, members always get to have the first jump in on registering for the classes.
Yes.
Some of them fill very quickly. But if you're not a member yet, you can call our phone 270-898-7903 and ask for the show department. Or you can send an email to register@americanquilter.com and the girls will answer you that way and get you signed up as a member. Then they will send you the link so you can go register.
Now, there are a lot of things that Betsy's getting ready to talk about. That one of them includes piecing, and maybe they can learn a little bit more about piecing styles when they come to Fall Paducah.
That's right.
Sure can.
The quilt behind us is a great example of really nice piecing.
pretty.
It's another quilt that's going to be in our next engagement calendar. Next meaning the 2020 engagement calendar.
Right.
It was quilted by Kate Phillips, made by Kate Phillips, and quilted by Alice Booth of Sevierville, Tennessee.
Wow.
It is really nicely done in this. The colors are so pretty and kind of a little bit of fallish and looks nice.
Well, and we all like piecing. And Betsy, you did your survey on piecing. So what are the results? What did they say?
It was very exciting. We have a lot of amazing quilters. That's what I learned. And they love to try new piecing techniques. And we had a list of techniques for them to pick from that they had tried before. And number one was chain piecing, because of course that is our survival. if you don't know how to chain piece, you must learn.
Yes.
Yes.
You will be happy you did.
You will be really happy you did. And then number 2, I'm sure is in great part thanks to Miss Eleanor Burns, strip piecing.
Yes. And those were really almost neck and neck, weren't
They
they?
were 95% and 94%, so they were really, really close
Really
to each
close,
other.
yes.
And many of us have tried this strip piecing and creating segments. Hi, Marlene, how are you? And then the third one was paper piecing, and that was foundation paper piecing. And so it was a lot of fun to see that we had 81% of people had tried it. Whether they liked it or not is a whole another basket, but
Yeah, you didn't.
they had at least
you
tried
didn't
it.
ask that.
No.
Well, they know
No.
they have their precision technique in their arsenal now, though, if they've tried
Isn't
it.
that wonderful?
Yes.
And that's the best thing about having so many, a good vocabulary of piecing techniques is you can whip one out right when you need it to get just the perfect job done. At the very bottom of that list of things that people had not tried were Seminole, which is a form of strip piecing, so I was a little surprised. The dice and slice, which that hasn't been around for a while, but it comes back, and we kind of have a new version of that now. Miniature quilts, and that's just because you don't want to torture yourself, isn't it? But miniature quilts are amazing, and it's so fun to do stuff tiny.
I think it is.
You
You
have to
know I
blink
love
a lot.
that.
You have to blink a lot. And then improv quilting was at the bottom of the list, which I was really surprised about because we hear so much about it all the time. But it's just not something everybody's gotten around to trying, I suppose.
Well, we've got some good articles coming up in the next few issues
Oh, good.
about improvisational quilting.
Oh,
so.
that is wonderful.
That'll be nice.
And then we asked, why do you want to try a new technique? And the number one reason, of course, was because we're curious.
Yes.
All those quilters, they would write in and say, I just want to try something new.
And they'll,
That's
I
so
bet they'll
fun.
even buy a new tool to do that with, won't they?
Well, you know
Sometimes.
what? Yes. The overwhelming response was yes, we are likely to buy a new tool. Overwhelmingly. The only concerns anyone had, that was voiced consistently was it just can't be too expensive, like, a giant tool for a little quilt.
Right.
But if they could use it multiple times on multiple projects, that was another thing that was really positive and they were excited about. I wanted to be sure that they could do that. And so it was really great to hear so many responses. And on AQSBlog.com, be sure to go to the blog post about it because there are over 200 responses that were written in on techniques that people have tried so far just this year.
Wow.
And that was crazy. I got over 2,000 responses that people wrote in of the techniques they're trying, or that they're never going to try a new technique again.
Sometimes what you learn.
One lady said, I've been quilting so long, dear, I know everything.
But sometimes what you learn is I really don't like this technique,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's okay too.
And some of them wrote
Sure.
in saying that, and some of them said I tried something new and it was great. So it's really fun to read everybody's responses. And a lot of people are trying applique this year, and I didn't include the applique techniques because it was about piecing.
Since it was piecing,
But
right.
there was an equal 200 about applique.
Wow.
So I was impressed.
Now, Jackie Kunkel left us a note that says chain piecing is the most efficient way to piece. Combine that with paper piecing and you are golden.
Oh.
Now, I'll tell you a little secret. Jackie has a pattern for us coming up in the September issue.
Oh, wonderful.
And it is a combination of foundation paper piecing and chain piecing.
Jackie,
and
good plug. You did
it's
great.
she did a good job. But it's going to be really, really fun. And I hope you look forward to it. I know I do.
And it's a pretty quilt too,
It's
because
very
we've
pretty.
already checked it out.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
All right, now we have a quilt in today's On Point called Pop's Quilt.
And that's a special quilt. That's one of those quilts that if you're a quilter, this is something you could do for someone that you love in your life that can't quilt. And so a great example is like my dad or someone else's dad that doesn't quilt, and you want to help them make a quilt for their grandkids. And so Pop's quilt is so fun because it encourages you to collect the materials from, tell your dad to go in his closet and dig out all those things that are very out of date
Shirts
and
and
mom doesn't
ties
like
and-
anymore.
Specifically
Shirts,
those.
ties, ascots, pocket squares, anything like that, right?
Anything.
I haven't seen a good ascot in a long time.
They would go great in a quilt. And so put those all in there, but let him pick out the things that go in. And then we have these offsetting squares that you see, and those are a great place for like the crazy stuff that Pops says, because Pops are known for saying some
Oh.
wild shenanigans to the grandkids. Or
Handprints. You could put
Oh,
handprints in those
Grandchildren
blank
handprints
squares.
would be lovely.
Perfect.
You could do Grandpa and the grandkids. It'd be really cute together.
They would.
Or pictures of them together would be really neat to do photo transfer with. So there's a lot of lovely ideas there for the offsetting blocks that you could put in there. And it's a really sweet thing you could do for your dad for Father's Day. That would be really special for him to be able to give to the grandkids.
Very
Well-
easy to chain piece.
Oh, that one is a great
Yes.
chain piecer. It's
And
fast,
so it
quick.
would go very quickly, and you could get
Yes.
it done by Father's Day.
Oh, you could.
And it's a block called the uneven 9 patch. And so it's a pretty simple, straight seams all the way through.
It is.
So you'll find that
Yes.
in On Point.
You
On
will.
point
Today.
today.
AQSblog.com.
All right, what else do we have in On Point that free patterns?
Oh my goodness. Well, we have a very, very sassy patchwork kitty who is a lot of fun. And she is on a striped background, and she is a conclusion to our pictorial study that we've been doing this month for the Quilt 2018 projects. We do a new one each month. We pick a new style of quilt, and we talk about the techniques that go into it. We do some inspirational pictures of it, and then on our Facebook group, we invite you to join us and give it a shot. Try it if you want. And so we've been working with pictorial quilts all month this month, and so that old sassy cat's on there for them. Just
Yeah.
in case someone had no inspiration, they want to try something. She would fuse up pretty fast, and she has a really easy stripped background, and you could make her, and she would be just a lot of fun.
Well, and so before we finish today, I brought a technique I want to share with everybody. You know, when I teach my border classes, they always tell me it's worth the price of the class to learn how to make two-sided binding. So I'm just going to do a quick little demo here. And so this is a placemat. If you make placemats or you make table toppers or two-sided quilts, this is perfect to be able to bind that. And so here you can see both sides of the binding. One side is this floral print, and the other side is Kate facet fabric. So I used a stripe on one side for the binding and plain on the other. And so here's how we do it. First of all, we're going to cut 2 strips of fabric 1 1/4 inches wide. And then we're going to take up that 1/4 of an inch with the seam allowance by joining the 2 together. And then you can see that I have pressed that seam open. All right, the next step is to take one side, and it doesn't make any difference which side, but fold it until it meets the center seam line. All right, now you're going to take a 1/2 inch seam allowance.
So
You
not
see?
a 1/4 inch, but a half.
1/2 inch seam allowance. And so you can do that. And here you can see that I sewed it on this one.
Yes.
And you sew it on exactly the same way, except that you only have one layer of fabric that you're messing with.
Right.
And I've taken a 1/2 inch seam allowance. When you come to the corners, you're going to break your thread and fold it back like we always do.
Okay.
And so it's done exactly the way any other binding is put on. But because we press that seam open, when you bring this to the back, it folds perfectly over the edge so that you don't see
Right.
the background one side from the other.
That is fantastic.
And it's you know what, it is just fun to do. And look how we made, if you did seasonal placemats, you could do
flip
the
them over.
binding to match one side and the other side. And so it's a real simple technique.
That is very
I like
cool.
that, Bonnie. That's great.
I know, I like it too, and I hope you'll like it. And if you try it, let us know. And I guess we're about done for today, and we hope you'll join us again here next week, 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning.